welcome back in my class. I am Nisha, your mentor, and again I have brought one more new chapter for you. And the topic of the chapter is the land of the hot sun. Yes, and you please guess what can be the answer. The land of hot sun. Yes, the answer is Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is that part of the world which is very hot and extreme climate is found here. So let's start the chapter. But before starting the chapter, I would like to tell you that some special characteristic of this place. This place is a desert area and this is the extension of Sahara Desert. And you know Sahara Desert is one of the most famous and the most famous desert which is known as being the hottest desert in the world. And this is the extension of the Sahara Desert. And desert is one of the physical features related to geographical features. And Saudi Arabia. Before starting the particular place, about the particular location, I would like to tell you that what are the desert, because if I connect the place with desert, that what is desert actually, then you will come to know that what is Saudi Arabia exactly in it. So desert, what is desert? Desert is that dry area which is completely surrounded with sand, and the soil of this area it has granules, means it has granules, it does not have the capacity to hold the water in itself, means this kind of soil is totally failure to hold the water for a long time. Comparing to the other part, comparing to the other type of soil, this other soils have better capacity to hold the water in itself, means the water retention capacity of other soil is very good in comparison to the sandy soil. But desert area is that area where we find sandy soil, which is losing the capacity of holding the water in itself. What are the different types of desert? Now deserts are not like the only which are hot always. Deserts are again of different categories. So I have categorized here desert of different types according to their characteristics. Fine. So the first is hot desert. Hot desert means ki those desert where climate is extreme type. And what extreme type climate do we find there? We find there extreme hot. Right? Second is cold desert. It means that the desert is surrounded with ice and snow. It is completely cold in nature. And third is temperate desert. Temperate means like it's not too hot and not too cold. So this is the temperate desert. But mainly we study about hot desert and cold desert, and you people are in the 5th standard, so mainly we will focus on two deserts. First is hot desert, their types, cold deserts and their types. So let's start. Now types of desert. As I have said, there are 3 different types of desert, but here I will discuss 2 main types of deserts for your according to your standard. First is hot desert. Hot desert, I have explained what are the hot desert, and see, hot desert. One of the most famous hot desert is Sahara Desert, which is located in Africa. In which continent it is located? We find Africa in Sahara Desert in which continent? In Africa. Fine. Second is Thar. Yes, Thar Desert is one of the most famous desert in India, and it is located in India and connected with Pakistan's boundary. Fine. Third hot desert's name is Kalahari Desert. Kalahari Desert is that desert which is located in South Africa. See beta, Sahara Desert and Kalahari Desert, both the deserts are lying in the same continent, but their exact location is varying from north to south, because Sahara Desert is located in northern part of Africa and Kalahari Desert which is located in the southern part of Africa. Like see, this is, suppose this is your continent Africa, here is the north part, here is the southern part. So according to the direction these deserts are located. Fine. Now let's start what are cold desert. Cold desert, as I said, that these deserts are cold in nature, icy and snowy in the nature. So first is Gobi Desert. Yes, Gobi Desert is one of the cold desert which is located in China, and China is our neighboring country. China is one of the neighboring country of India, where we find which desert? Gobi Desert. And what kind of desert it is? It is cold desert. Second is Namib. Yes, Namib is one of the name of desert which is located in Africa. It is cold in nature. And third is Patagonia. Patagonia is one of the cold desert which is located in Argentina. Fine. So according to the types of desert, I have categorized hot desert and cold desert. Hot deserts main names are here and cold deserts main three names are here. Fine. Now let's connect to the main part of the chapter. Which chapter we are going to start today? We are going to read about Saudi Arabia. Fine. Saudi Arabia, the Arabian desert is the extension of Sahara desert and it is the largest country in the Middle East. Yes, in the Middle East, this Saudi Arabia is one of the largest country. And the location means more than 80% of Saudi Arabia. How much? More than 80%. See beta, more than 80% of Saudi Arabia lies in the Arabian Peninsula. See what a great portion is lying in the peninsular area. And what is the portion? That is 80%. Fine. And what is the capital of Saudi Arabia? The capital of Saudi Arabia is Riyadh. Yes, what is the capital of Saudi Arabia? It is Riyadh. Next point, Saudi Arabia has long coastlines. Coastal lines means that the boundary line of the place. So it has long coastal lines. Next is the Tropic of Cancer. Yes, what is Tropic of Cancer? Tropic of Cancer is one of the main latitude which is passing through the earth. Tropic of Cancer is that latitude which is passing through Saudi Arabia. So these are the few initial starting main points which I have discussed. Let's start the next portion of the chapter. Now let's start about the climate. Means ki what kind of climate do we find here? Actually beta, before starting what kind of climate is found in Saudi Arabia, I would like to tell you that what is climate exactly. Climate is the condition of atmospheric condition of a place for a longer period of time, and climate does not change so frequently like weather. Weather is that day-to-day changes in atmosphere. Sometimes it is sunshine, sometimes suddenly it is raining, sometimes suddenly it is very cloudy. So there is a huge difference between the weather and the climate. So climate takes near about 30 to 40 years to get some changes, otherwise it is same. So what kind of climate do we find in Saudi Arabia? As I said that it has very extreme climate, and extremeness means is related to hotness. So Saudi Arabia experiences hot climate. Yes, because Saudi Arabia is that part of the world which is the extension of Sahara desert, and we know that Sahara desert is very hot in nature. So as it is the extension of Sahara desert, definitely and naturally it has to be hot in nature. So the climate of this place is totally hot. During the daytime, sand absorb heat. See what happens. Suppose it is the surface of the land and sunlight is falling. So what will happen? Sunlight is falling here continuously. So what will happen? That sunlight will be absorbed by the soil and the soil will get heated up. And so for the long time, as much as sunlight will be absorbed by the soil will retain the sunlight. But as sun sets, the soil starts to release the heat. So the heat gradually evaporates in the atmosphere, and slowly soil starts to become cool down. जो सॉइल मॉर्निंग से लेकर इवनिंग तक हीट एब्जॉर्ब कर रही थी, सनलाइट एब्जॉर्ब कर रही थी, तो साइड बाय साइड क्या हो रही है? सॉइल हीट हो रही है, हीटेड हो रही है, बहुत गर्म हो रही है. लेकिन सनसेट होने के साथ साथ क्या होता है? वही गर्मी सॉइल से निकलती है, सैंडी सॉइल से निकल रही है और वही जाके एटमॉस्फेयर में इवेपोरेट हो रही है. So this is the changes in daytime During daytime, soil absorbs the heat, and during the evening time, at the sun sets, soil starts to release the heat. Fine. So ultimately, night time, during night, temperature cools down and it is cold. Next, so this point we have discussed. Fine. Next is, in coastal region experience mild climate. See, as I said that it has a vast coastline. So nearby the coastal areas, these are the coastal areas in the boundary areas. Here what happens? Near coastal areas temperature is mild. Mild means not too hot and not too cold. Means there is a mixture, a balance of the temperature. That is what we call mild temperature. Mild means not too hot and not too cold. Fine. Next is sandstorms. Yes, sandstorms. Storms means that the heavy blowing wind which has force in itself that can take everything with it near around what is happening in the on the way. So there is a storms of sand. Sandstorms are common here. In this area, what do you find? Sandstorm means that the heavy blowing, fast blowing wind carrying sand with it. That is called sandstorm. Fine. Next is sand dunes changes with the direction of the wind. But before starting that what is the direction of the why direction of the sand dune changes, I would like to tell you the key point about the sand dunes. What are sand dunes? Actually, sand dunes are collection of sand, heaps of sand at one place. See what happens that as air blows, as heavy air is blowing, then what does it carry? It is carrying small particles of sand with it. ये अपने साथ में क्या लाती है? तेज हवाएं जो उड़ कर के आती है वो अपने साथ में क्या लाती है? छोटे छोटे मिट्टी के particles लाती है. They are carrying small sand particles, and at the particular point, these, suppose it is the surface of the soil, and here it is in a small amount it is getting collected, but slowly and gradually this small amount of soil where it is getting stopped here, slowly it is taking a very huge shape. धीरे धीरे क्या होता है, वो एक जगह मिट्टी जहाँ जमा होती है वहाँ धीरे धीरे करके बहुत बड़ा एक मिट्टी का पहाड़ सा बन जाता है. So these shape of sand collected by the wind, by the force of wind, that is called sand dunes. And these sand dunes are not permanent here. These are moving somewhere, sometimes here and sometimes there, because of the flow and force of blowing wind. चलती हवाएं इन मिट्टी के ढेर को एक जगह से दूसरी जगह शिफ्ट करती है, but it depends on the direction of the wind, because in the direction decides the position of sand dunes. Because one day if we are finding the sand dunes here, it is most probably that we find the sand dunes in the any other direction. So it is not like it is the permanent place of a particular sand dunes. Sand dunes changes their position according to the direction of the wind. Fine. So this is all about the sand dunes and all about the climate here. Now let's start about vegetation. It means that what kind of vegetation or greeneries do we find in Saudi Arabia? Beta, as we know that Saudi Arabia is a land of hot desert. So in desert area, especially in hot desert area, we find very less rainfall. Due to the scarcity of rainfall, these natural vegetation are very less here. And as less rainfall are found here, we cannot suppose the vegetation in comparison to the plain areas. Fine. So still we find some greeneries or vegetation. So what are these? What kind of these vegetation are? Let's start. The soil found in Saudi Arabia is not fertile as it is less rainfall. So what I said, initially I have said that there we find very less rainfall, and due to scarcity of rainfall we find very less amount of vegetation which is equal to no. Fine. And due to this reason soil is not fertile. Fertile means that very less productivity. Means this soil is not capable to produce crops or grain as it is desired to be. So the soil is not fertile because of less rainfall. Fine. Second point is still under vegetation. Still under vegetation, what do we find? Mainly in this desert area we find cactus and date palm. So now you see beta, cactus is that plant, it has very long roots, very long roots under the soil, very deep and long roots. But cactus is such a plant which has thorns. Like it has only one body. When we see trees or other plants, we have different structures. Like we have roots, like it has, and plants like leaf is there. Different leaf is there. Branches are there, and fruits are also there. Different parts of plants we find in other areas where rainfall is very good. But in desert area, when we see cactus, it has only one body. It has roots, very long roots, and it has only one body, no branches, no fruit, and no leaf, any special kind of structure. Only one, this complete body is in itself, and this body is very thick. It has waxy cover around it, and this leaf kind of structure has thorns on its body. इसकी body पर क्या होता है, बहुत सारे spines, कांटे पाए जाते हैं, and ये इनकी layer इतनी मोटी होती है that it has very good capability to store water in its body. इसकी जो अंदर का जो surface है बहुत ही waxy pulpy होता है, और these root has special characteristic that these are long. These goes very deep inside the soil in the search of water. These roots captures moisture from the deeper section of the soil. So this is all about the cactus. Fine. Next is date palm. Date palm tree is that tree which has very hard and harshy leaves, and these are very long leaves. Leaves are just like this. This kind of, and these points are very spiny in touch. बहुत कांटेदार पत्तियां, बड़ी-बड़ी पत्तियां होती हैं इनकी. And these date palm trees are carrying sweet fruits which are very famous. And Saudi Arabia is that part of the world which produce date fruit in a large quantity. And next is the date palm trees leaves are used for many different type of purpose, like making ropes and all. Next is oasis. What is an oasis? Let me start. Oasis in desert area is that part where we find little amount of water. See, oasis is that part where water sources, some amount of water sources are found, and greeneries are grown or found nearby its bank. So this is all about the vegetation what we find in Saudi Arabia, and we obviously find very less vegetation because very less rainfall. Let's start about wildlife. Means कि what kind of animals are living here and what kind of wildlife do we find here. As we know that this area is desert area, so according to the area, those animals who can adapt the climate and the surrounding of desert, they are found here. So the animals have adapted to survive in extreme climate without water. Yes, we can say that here we find those animals who can live their life, who can survive for a long time without water. Means if they don't get water, still they can make their living there, they can survive there. And who are these? These are Arabian horse, fox, wolves, and camels also. Yes, now let's connect to this part, camels. Camels are known as sheep of desert. Why these are called sheep of desert? It is so because that in sandy area, in sandy surface, we cannot suppose to run any vehicles like two-wheelers or four-wheelers, because the force of moving wheels can go deep inside the soil. Fine. So this cannot be supposed to be running on the soil surface, means sandy surface. So camel is that animal which is best suited to as a means of transport, and people are mostly using here camels to make their transport, to make their traveling. That is why camel is known as sheep of desert, and camel is that animal which can survive for a long time without drinking water. And there are some more characteristics about the camel, like it has long eyelashes. These are eyelashes, and these are very long in shape. What is the benefit of these long eyelashes of camels? It is like when sand storm is coming, when heavy wind is coming carrying the sand in itself. So the eyelashes protects the eyes of camel to get inside. वो आंखों में मिट्टी जाने से कौन बचाता है? इनकी eyelashes. And camel has very long jaw lines which helps the camel to chew the thorny bushes and the green vegetation what is found here. Third point, that camel has very long legs and padded feet. Padded feet means that the sole of the legs that is very paddy and soft, which helps the camel to make its footstep properly on the sand, which is very helpful. And the last point is that camel is that animal which can survive in the desert area in the shortage of water. If it is not getting water, still it can survive for a long time. So these are some interesting points. Today I have covered that what is desert, about Saudi Arabia, its location, types of desert, Saudi Arabia's vegetation, climate and wildlife. I will be back in the next video with some more new interesting facts about Saudi Arabia. Till then, goodbye, take care, keep watching, and still if you have any queries you can